Sure, I was okay with that. So I have to readdress a story that was up the other day. I don't know if you guys remember that Robert Brooks situation.
Oh,
you remember
God.
Robert Brooks? I'm not going to show that video, but I just thought it was interesting that the Attorney General who released the video has now recused herself and her office from investigating it. So it's like she put out so she came on with this statement, and I'm gonna bring it to you because I'm worried about the share because it was messing up the audio, but I need y'all to see this shit.
So look, when you share, I'll just go quiet. We'll talk about it after the fact. Or you can talk. I just won't say anything because what it's doing is creating an audio loop. So it takes my mic and makes it dumb loud.
Well, how about, is it because I'm sharing the audio with you? Is that where
it's something we'd have to do?
Okay.
It's something we'd have to do in the post for the next time. But
all right,
I'll just be quiet. We can talk about it afterward.
You got it. So give me 1 second here. Let me get that share going. I'm gonna share the sound. I'm gonna unshare the sound because the desktop sound is already there. So we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna try that out. Let me know immediately if you cannot hear it though, and then I'll just go back to the share. I'm sorry to those in the chat. I'm trying to do this through Zoom, and Zoom is a little bit different than when I normally use OBS by itself. So sorry about that for anybody that tuned in. But all the new folks, thank you for stopping in. Let me go ahead and transition. Okay.
Hello.
Can you hear
and
that?
Happy New Year. Earlier today,
Not at all.
after much consideration, research, and review.
No, you got to hear it, bro. If you can't hear it, then this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you have to share the sound. I just have to be quiet because I get really loud.
Okay, got you. So hold on 1 second. Let me get that together. You said I can go up here and change something, right?
Yeah, just go to the share window and add the audio back.
Gotcha. Okay, so here we go. Let me get back to that. Sorry, guys, in the chat. Thank you all for sticking around while I work out that audio situation, because you got to hear it. You got to understand that this is the woman that released this video that got all the public up in upheaval, saying that she had to do this to be transparent and that she was going to stop at nothing to make sure that things were taken care of. And then she comes out with this shit.
Hello, and Happy New Year. Earlier today, after much consideration, research, and review, my office decided to recuse itself from the investigation of the correction officers involved in the events preceding the death of Mr. Robert Brooks at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County.
What?
This decision is not one that was made lightly, but we believe this is the best course of action to protect the integrity of the investigation and to ensure accountability and justice for Mr. Brooks, his family, friends, loved ones, and for all New Yorkers. My office's Division of State Counsel by law represents state agencies in legal matters, including the Department of Corrections and correction officers.
Basically, she's saying she's
My Office of Special
lawyer.
Investigation investigates matters where an officer of the law may have caused the death of a civilian. As part of our Office of Special Investigation cases, we do internal conflicts checks. After obtaining video and identifying the officers involved in the incident, we conducted the standard check. 4 of the correction officers under investigation in the Robert Brooks matter are currently defendants in other matters and are being represented by lawyers in the Office of the Attorney General. While we are confident in the firewalls set up between the Division of State Counsel.
Just to make sure y'all caught that, she said after they identified the officers, they realized that 4 of them are already in other litigations as defendants for something else that they are already defending them for. So they can't prosecute them because they're defending them. So it's a conflict of interest. And she didn't know that when she released all that. She didn't know who the hell was on the video. Anyway, let me let her finish up. I'm just saying. So you didn't know you couldn't do that when you did that? That's bullshit.
And the Office of Special Investigation, even the possibility or mere appearance of a conflict could tie up a potential prosecution in lengthy legal challenges or get a potential prosecution outright dismissed. And I will not allow justice to be delayed or denied because of a conflict. Earlier today, we filed papers in Onondaga County Supreme Court under County Law Section 701 to appoint Onondaga County District Attorney William J. Fitzpatrick as a special prosecutor in this matter. When a prosecutor is unable to take a case County Law Section 701 allows for the appointment of a district attorney in the same judicial department. District Attorney Fitzpatrick has served Onondaga County for over 30 years.
Onondaga County.
His office is well-resourced to handle this complex and large investigation, and I thank him for taking on this case. Additionally, my office's Division of State Counsel will not represent the Department of Correction and or its officers in this investigation.
So they want to stay out of it on both sides.
This decision was made with the utmost
respect them in something else.
for the integrity of this investigation, and we will ensure that there will not be any delays. My Office of Special Investigation will hand over all records to the District Attorney's office immediately. My office has spoken with representatives of Mr. Brooks's family to explain this decision. And I want to take this opportunity, again, to express my sincerest condolences to them during this unimaginable, difficult time. It is critically important that justice is served, and this decision ensures that it will be.
All right, well, y'all heard it from the horse's mouth on that one. So Bricks,
bro, they had
first there was Timothy McVeigh.
They had to do that. I see what it seems like you were getting at, but I think what they did was they jumped the gun.
Yeah, sounds like it.
You know, yeah. And if they would have gone forward, then it would have screwed up those other cases. And if any of those other cases would have had to been dismissed,
it would have been because of that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. She didn't know that when she released the damn video and said that all that was going on.
I don't think she did. I think somebody from the background was like, "Hey, cool out, bro. What the fuck is you doing?"
We got 4 of them already on the docket. Shh.
But what bothers me about it is that's what I would like to talk about. There's already 4. These people are already in trouble, and they're still in there handling business.
Still in there being in trouble. Exactly. So they allow it to continue. That's why I said, prison reform and this whole conversation, we can't even have it. All we can do is try to keep people out the damn place. Because for real, they just be in there doing whatever the hell they want. That's why we didn't know those 4 guys were already up for something. And what are they?
Bro.
They're not criminal charges because they shouldn't be working in the place if they got criminal charges already. Or
have you seen a rehabilitation center in like Switzerland or Sweden?
I have not.
Bro, they look like IKEAs. People come in there, whatever, and there's always low crime over there, but when they go in there, they have a very nice bedroom, they're fed good food, and when they come out of there, they fly straight. They rehabilitate. I mean, people know, hey, I messed up, but now I don't get to see my family and stuff, but they go to school, they rehabilitate them.
Right.
This is slavery, and the way that the COs treat them. How could you possibly get out of there and be okay?
Right. And that's the problem, and that's what creates the recidivism of people going back, is you can't come out okay. There's no way to come out okay if you spend too much time there. It just is what it is. So for this situation, I feel like you. Okay, I understand there's a conflict of interest, but I'm also a little upset to know that those guys were already under litigation and already are problems. So this ain't a surprise to most. They'll be like, yeah, I know Mooseburger be whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's going to really think anything of it. So they're going to pay the family, and that's going to be the end of that. Because they obviously not trying to fire these dudes.
How much you think they're going to pay?
Couple million.
Couple million?
Yeah, they'll pay a few million for it. His family will be quiet after that. You know what I'm saying? And that sucks, but that's what they do. That's what they do, man. Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot, because I want to see where that case goes, because I'm all for them changing things that go on inside of jails and prisons, but I know that there's not a lot of visibility into it, because even though a lot of people are locked up or have been locked up, most people, when they get out, they don't want to deal with trying to reform that place because they don't want to go back to do anything. They don't want to go help out there. They want to get the hell out of there and not be nowhere near it, right? Then you got the folks who've never been there, so they don't really understand any of it as a problem, other than if somebody they know has been there and they had an issue with trying to send them money or some shit like that. So most people just don't have a view into it. So this is a major change, but what does it change?
Does the prison system have an equivalent, like, internal affairs type thing?
Yeah. But that's the problem is they're also privately owned businesses. So they have private attorneys that deal with like outside investigations. It's a whole lot of red tape and loopholes. You know how it is.
That's like as about as smart as going to HR to complain about the CEO.
Right. So that's
that's
pretty much what you end up with those guys. So I actually had to bring, I got to bring it full swing, full circle. I tried to give people a minute to come in and get through the preliminary things that had just come down the timeline, and I'm still investigating some stuff. But like I said, Ice-T, at least he didn't go to jail. Still got his Porsche and his other 7 cars. So T is all right. I think that was actually a pretty entertaining video. The next piece there with the Letitia James thing, I don't really think they're going to be able to prosecute those guys, because if they could have, they would have, because they're already under prosecution. So
she won't, but she was saying they got another attorney that had been there for like 34 years.
Right? And he's probably part of the crew. You know what I'm saying? He might be part of the club. They just had to make sure that there was no conflict of interest issue there, because they're already defending the guys on something else. You can't prosecute somebody you're defending. Can't do that. It just, So we'll see how that goes. We'll see where that